さどんなに苦しくてもやり遂げる愛はいつもこの胸に永遠に消えることはないこの手が叫んでいる明日へと走れ
Greetings and salutations, YouTube. This is yours truly, Omega Wing Zero, and here we are today showing off some footage from Mobile Suit Gundam Extreme versus Maxiboost On. That is a really long title. But here we are showing off some footage. I had the pleasure of playing that beta from 3 a.m. of Saturday all the way up until about 7 p.m. Sunday. So apparently I had the dates wrong. I thought it was supposed to be 6, but apparently it was 7 o'clock Pacific time, of course. But yeah, I actually had some fun playing this beta, and I kind of want to go over a couple things with you guys today. So I hope you don't mind. I may not be the pro at this, but this is coming from my perspective, my own personal opinions, my own thoughts on the game. And I gotta say, the game was pretty solid. We had a couple of matches that were kind of bugged out, kind of laggy, you know, in some areas. I did a lot of casual fights before I started playing with friends, and mind you, playing with friends was so much better. I didn't have a problem with running online matches, of course, but then again, when you started running into those matches where it was lagging a lot, it tended to kind of like drive me nuts, and I hated that. So what I ended up doing was I found out that a couple of other friends had the beta, and I'll put those videos up, of course, for you guys too, of the matches and whatnot. But I actually had a lot more fun playing with them versus playing with people online, because the connection, given the fact that it's a beta, sure, somebody's gonna be like, oh yeah, it's a beta, of course it's gonna be laggy. Like, well, the thing is, I've had solid matches online where it didn't lag, but there were matches where it kind of did lag. And if people know me, come on now, I don't like lag at all, period. I mean, any sort of lag is gonna pretty much kind of take me out of it. But then again, this ain't even a fighting game. I mean, it technically is a fighting game if you want to get technical, but not in the conventional sense where it's like, okay, you know, it's a 2.5D type of fighting game. From that point on, I mean, yeah, I'll let you do the rest yourself. Either way, I like the game. So let's get into a couple of things that I actually liked about this game. Starting with the roster size, they got a lot of suits like they were telling us in the trailers leading up into this beta. I've seen a lot of suits that I actually like. Now, I want to go into an area in particular, which is the G Gundam series. Now, granted, Gundam Wing is like my favorite series pretty much of all time. And then next to that would be G Gundam. So I was noticing that there were 3 missing slots, or 3 slots that were totally empty for the G Gundam side of things. Now, I'm speculating this right now. I'm pretty sure some other people have probably thought about this too, but I'm throwing my thoughts out there too by saying that I'm pretty sure that those 3 reserve slots are going to be Argo Golski, George the Sans, and Chibity Crockett, the remaining 3 of the Shuffle Alliance. And I say this because they have Domon Kashu, obviously, with the Burning and Shining Gundam, and they have Saisaishi from Neo Hong Kong with the Dragon Gundam. 2 out of 5 of the new generation Shuffle Alliance. And if you watch the anime, which I'm pretty sure a lot of you did, then you know that the old Shuffle Alliance handed down their crest to the other 4 that I did mention, other than Master Asia handing down his crest to Domon Kashu after he earned the King of Hearts. So with that, I'm speculating that they will probably add those 3 in as DLC. And again, I know some people have already speculated too, probably even thought about it, but I'm throwing my 2 cents out there by saying they're going to add the remaining Shuffle Alliance to the roster of G Gundam, I think, as DLC somewhere down the line after the game has come out and has a chance to kind of like, you know, build its presence around those who want to play it. Going into the other side of things, the gameplay was so smooth, was so fast, and I actually kind of appreciated that more than Gundam Versus. And I know people have made the jokes in the past, where's Gundam Versus? When's Gundam Versus? I tried to have as much fun as I possibly could with Gundam Versus. I couldn't get into it. I don't know. It felt, it felt kind of clunky at times. And I mean, granted, the roster size wasn't as great as this game's, but I mean, I had my fun with it and it was pretty much done and over with. I just couldn't get into it anymore. And honestly, I would say that this one right here, Maxiboost On, is a much better game than Gundam Versus will ever be. And not because of the roster size, but because because it's much faster, it's much smoother. And yeah, there were moments where it did lag, but it wasn't as bad. Like I could still play my matches compared to when I played Gundam Versus, and it was kind of, I was stuck in place for moments and then I couldn't really do much afterwards. Going from there, so roster size is good. Gameplay is pretty good too. Good, smooth, fast, whatever you want to call it. And then pretty much I want to get into the graphical side of things. The suits look so good. It's like they applied the right amount of cell shading without getting too extreme with it. So it made the Gundams and mostly just the mobile suits in general stand out in a way where I couldn't even see that in Gundam Versus. So I like that. Now, of course, I don't really have too many cons other than, netcode being kind of an issue and, people who will come in and just, those with good connection would have to suffer. That's something I don't really like, but then again, that comes with the territory, I guess. But from there, that's pretty much all the good things I have to say about the beta and the bad things, even though there was maybe one little thing that I didn't like about it. But I don't know, I didn't really have much of a problem with the game. Now, I will get into this real quick. There's a good 80% of the suits that have a lot of cheese, and I tried out a lot of suits before the beta even ended yesterday, so I can honestly say with confidence that a good 80% of the suits in this game is going to have guaranteed cheese. I leave it to you, those who are going to potentially play this game, to find out what the cheese is. And if you played the beta yesterday and you had a chance to experience some of the suits like I did, then you'll know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of cheese hidden in this game. So there's going to be a lot of BS, and I mean good BS, well, good and bad depending on how you look at it, happening with this game. So again, I'm going to leave it to you guys to figure out what that BS is going to be. But I can say with confidence that after I've messed around with a lot of suits yesterday, it was crazy. It's guaranteed chaos once you find out what suits has the BS, and then you start exploiting that stuff, because the people who are not ready to deal with said cheese, those are going to be the ones who are getting mad at you. And I would be willing to bet possibly that if anybody on our side of things just so happen to get this game, there's going to be some folks who cannot deal with the BS, potentially even getting upset to where they're going to rage quit matches or potentially send you hate mail, just like any other fighting game would happen with. I had a lot of fun with this, and I hope a lot of you that played over the weekend had a lot of fun with this too. Pretty much, I'm going to give this game a solid 8.5 out of 10 for sure. Even though the game's not out yet, I think it's pretty fun. I mean, compared to Gundam Versus, Gundam Versus was like a 6, I would honestly say, out of 10. Maxiboost On definitely is a solid 8.5 out of 10 as far as the roster size, the gameplay, and just the overall look and aesthetic of the game. Felt good, felt great. Gameplay was fast and smooth, except for moments where it was lagging because someone came into lobbies that I was in and possibly caused the games that we were in to kind of maybe lag a little bit, but afterwards it was pretty smooth. It was solid. So I'll say right now, it was great, and I can't wait till July to actually get my hands on this game. But what did you guys think of Mobile Suit Gundam Extreme Versus Maxiboost On? Again, that is a really, really, really long title. Did you have some fun with it? Did you get a chance to experience a good portion of the suits? What did you like about it? What did you like? What did you dislike about it? I'm sorry, I'm kind of like just waking up and I'm doing this video. And I'm not doing this with the script, by the way. I'm going off the top of the dome. I'm giving you my raw thoughts on the whole thing. Pretty much staggering with my words. Forgive me. But anyway, yeah, like I said, what did you like? What you dislike about it? Leave me your thoughts in the comment section. And then also, tell me what your favorite mobile suit was in the entire beta. And as for me, after I found out that the Shining Gundam was going to be in this game, of course I used it a good portion of the time. And yes, I used Dragon. And yes, I used Shadow. And yes, I used the Rising Gundam. No, I didn't use Master Age as Master Gundam. I wanted to, but I didn't. But again, I got to a good portion of the suits. You may or may not see that in the coming days as I'm uploading videos on this beta. But in the meantime, I'm going to leave you guys with this. Hope you have a good rest of your good Monday. Yes, I said good Monday. I don't know why I did. And yeah, like I said, man, so we can play some more of this.